Let me just get up real close for a second and talk about something that we all struggle with. What's that? That's quoting an hourly rate for your clients. Now, if you've been in business for a while, if you've had a studio or an agency for a while, you're probably not doing this anymore. Maybe you are. But there's three key reasons why you shouldn't be quoting on an hourly rate. Now, let me just say, you may know what your hourly rate is, and you may be thinking in your mind, I need to make this much an hour, or I want to get this much out of a project. But the last thing you want to do is tell your clients your hourly rate and go, I estimate this to be 10 hours work at X amount per hour. Now, the first reason I believe you should never ever talk about hourly rate with your clients is because the first thing they do is they see you as a commodity. Chances are, if you're working for businesses who have employees, they pay their employees an hourly rate. If they break down your work to how much time it takes you, and they go, wow, that person wants to charge me $70, $80, $90, $100 an hour. I'm only paying my employee $25 an hour. How much more skilled is that designer, is that creative than my employee? That's the first challenge. They see you as a commodity, and they see you on the level as an employee. So if you don't want to be seen as an employee and you want to be seen as a professional creative, you need to get away straight away as quick as you can from quoting hourly rate. That's the first reason. And let me just add on to that first point. If you are quoting an hourly rate and you go $75, $100 an hour, and the client goes $75, $100, yeah, well, maybe there's someone on my team that can do that for me because I'm only paying them $25 an hour. Isn't that what I should be paying for that service? That's the first thing. The second reason you should never ever tell a client about an hourly rate and talk about hourly rates is because it gets clients focused on the wrong metrics. If you talk about hourly rates, if you talk about time, guess what your client's thinking about? How much time can I shave off this project? How much is this project going to cost me? How much time is it going to take? You want your clients thinking, where's the value? What's the value I'm going to get from doing this branding work, from getting this website, from whatever it might be? Your clients need to be focused on the value, not on the price and the time. So that's the second reason you should never quote an hourly rate, because clients need to focus on the outcome, the value, the result, not the time and the money. Okay, that's number two. And here's the deal. The last point, and this is probably the most important, there's no point selling an hourly rate because time doesn't equal value. The amount of time you spend on a project most times doesn't equate to the amount of value the client's going to get from the project. If you spend 20, 30 hours on a project and you spend an extra 2 to 5 to 10 hours, right? How much bigger difference is that actually going to make to the result the client gets? I would hesitate to say most of the time, not a lot. Because you know that time fills and time expands to fit the task right. So you can do an amazing job in 20 hours. Why would the client want you to spend 40 hours on it? Okay, if you can do an amazing job in 20 hours, why should you charge for 20 hours work when you can charge for the outcome the client's going to get from their work? Now, of course, you can't guarantee your client results. You know they'll get results if they get some good branding done, if they get more inquiries via a better website that's faster loading, that's got better CTAs, it's got better copy, it's got better imagery, better navigation, all that stuff, right? You can't guarantee that. What you can guarantee though is, and what you can think about is past clients' results, stats from your industry, stats from your market, showing that to the client. And let's say you do a project. Now, let's say you do a project for a client, whatever that project might be, and the client gets 5 new clients, okay? So your client gets 5 new clients out of there, right? And say that's worth 50K to them. That's great, right? But let's say you only charge them an hourly rate for that project. Let's say you charge them $70 an hour and you did 30 hours work. Guess what? You made $2,100, right? Does that seem a little bit imbalanced? Because to me that seems imbalanced. $2,100 for you, $50,000 for the client. That means, and I wrote this down over here, they only invested 4.2% of their gain in creating that. They spent 4.2% of the new money they've made on you, and there's a high chance they wouldn't have made that same money as quickly or at the same time if they hadn't worked with you. So whether you do video, whether you do branding, whatever creative work you do for your clients, the big idea here is you need to understand that pricing is not about hourly rate. Pricing is about the value and the return and the outcomes you create for your clients. It's the problems you solve, it's the money you make them, and it's the money you save them. So if you want to be seen as a professional, if you want to really take your business, even though it sounds really lame and cheesy, to the next level, you need to get away from charging hourly rates, get away from quoting hourly rates, and go, I know how much value this project is going to create for my client, and I'm going to price around that and feel confident about that price. So I hope that was useful, guys. Ditch the hourly rates, save them for the people who are working at McDonald's. I don't know. No slide on them, but you know what I'm saying. Take care. See you guys.